What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I think it's about time we discuss this Assassin's Creed petition that's been going around. It's actually been gaining steam actually faster than I thought it would. It's at 70, actually the time I checked it, 76,000 signatures. It's getting about 4,000 signatures a day, and I want to just talk about it because I kind of think the entire thing is silly. I see it posted online quite a bit. It's not, and here's the deal, and this is really why I want to cut down to. I really don't understand the backing of it. I don't understand why people actually are signing this petition. And the reason I say that, and I tweeted this as well, I always go back because I think this game actually did a lot and gave us ways of catching people in double standards. I really believe that. And I think a lot of the people that are doing the signature thing or are, kind of leading the charge or whatever, I really don't think they're being very consistent. And that's where I stand above pretty much anything else. I really try to look for consistency in these people, especially online, right? Because it's hard to have consistency and a lot of people don't. So I go back to Hogwarts Legacy. Hogwarts Legacy was a game that really divided some people, but here's the thing. Overall, it united gamers. But what was the main thing that people talked about for Hogwarts Legacy over and over? The people that were on its side or just on the side of it existing, right? You had all the journalists. You had all of the people that would say terrible things about people like you and me if you got Hogwarts Legacy. Let's just say me, right? They went after people like me. I got a lot of things actually happen to me on Twitter and other places because of the Hogwarts Legacy thing. Funny enough that those people kind of petitioned for peace and equality and all that stuff. But regardless, right? We had people that went after those that got Hogwarts Legacy, said that you were an evil piece of garbage, right? Piece of filth. You are worse than the worst. You're all of these words if you get Hogwarts Legacy. What was the just very easy thing to say back to them? It's a video game. You can buy the game if you want to. You can not buy the game if you want to. If you buy it and you're playing it in your home, I don't think you're worried about what people outside your home or on social media are calling you for playing a freaking video game. That at its core, it got more messy than that, but that at its core was my defense the whole time. And I was one of the first because I was the first person to cover Hogwarts Legacy. Okay. Why is that important? Well, stay with me on this double standard thing, right? The petition for Assassin's Creed Shadows is to cancel the freaking game. What happened to Player's Choice? That's it. Now, we're going to go a little bit deeper into it. But to start it off, if you guys want to click off now, that's what I got. What happened to letting people choose? The whole thing with Hogwarts, and again, the people leading the charge, the people so happy that these signatures are getting so high, the people talking about it in a positive way. Look, if you want to sign it, you sign it. Your choice to do it, my choice to do it or not do it, whatever. And I'll throw this in as well. The petition's not going to do a single thing. It's not. Because those people were either going to buy the game or not buy the game in the first place. What really sends messages to people is the money. And I've said this even with like the Johnny, that's actually a good example too. The Johnny Depp signatures for Pirates of the Caribbean. Now, I backed him. I watched the whole freaking trial, discussed it daily on this channel, okay? I backed his stance against you-know-who, all right? There's petitions that have way more signatures than Assassin's Creed to get him into Pirates of the Caribbean 6. And I said repeatedly, sign if you want or not, but it's not going to work. If he's going to come back to Pirates, it's not going to be because of that signature. Those companies don't care. So that's something else I want to just throw in there. As high as these Assassin's Creed signatures get, it doesn't matter. What ultimately matters is, will those 75,000 people not buy the game? Now, judging from some of the videos that were uploaded from some of the top contributors of this petition that were then taken down, it seems like LARPers, it seems like people that are just flat out kind of joking because they're saying some pretty interesting stuff. Now, the videos have been removed. I don't know if it's like right to put the videos on this video, so I'm not going to do it. But if you search it up, you should be able to find it. They're not, well, one thing is I don't really think they're Japanese, and I mean, the whole headline with this, right, is that Japanese gamers are upset. Again, it's not to say that there aren't actual Japanese gamers that are upset about it. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are, and maybe they signed the petition. I don't know. I don't even care. I don't really care to look into it all that much, but I'm willing to say that. But the interesting thing is the top contributors of a petition that are, that's supposed to be from Japan are not Japanese. So that's something that's a little bit just weird on the forefront. But no, honestly, I go back to the simple thing of that Hogwarts Legacy. And that is the double standard I look for, right? Because these are people, and just in general, right? We just said, get Hogwarts Legacy, don't get Hogwarts Legacy. And I don't know about you, but that's kind of been my stance for everything. So don't, hopefully nobody, like, you know, completely changes, like, the message of this video or what I'm saying. I'm trying to choose my words very carefully. I've always said, you buy the game, you don't buy the game. I don't care. It's your money. You don't tell me what to do with my... And I said that thousands of times, specifically with Hogwarts. But I've said it in general, right? You don't tell me what to do with my money, it's mine. And I won't tell you what to do with your money. When I do reviews, I don't even tell you, you know, half the time to get the game. I just tell you my experience. And if you want to get it based off what I'm saying, you get it. That's the kind of guy I am. And, you know, you got to, I guess, level with me with a video like this. But I also... You know, these people try to be like that, but then they switch on a dime. You know, they say, oh, Hogwarts Legacy, of course it deserves to exist. You either buy the game, don't buy the game. Stop yelling at people. Stop telling people you're terrible things if you buy it. You're being told the same thing right now for Assassin's Creed Shadows. Look, Assassin's Creed Shadows is like mid-tier for me going into the fall in terms of like most anticipated. I think it could be good. I think it'll probably be a solid game. I haven't been super into, you know, the newest 3 Assassin's Creed. I did like Origins, but, you know, Odyssey and Valhalla I actually never touched, and I'm just not a big fan of the style that it's gone down. I liked Mirage. I'm going to play Shadows. We'll see. I'm also a guy who judges the game on the game. The game might be good. The game might be bad. We've seen okay stuff from it, and I can tell you it looks like a pretty okay game right now. And that's it. That's all I can really say about my impressions of this game. But it just irks me. I don't know about you guys. You can definitely let me know in the comments, and I hope nobody takes it as some sort of like a disrespect thing where, you know, Alex is calling me this or that for signing it. Look, at the end of the day, it's your choice to buy it or not buy it, and it's my choice to buy it or not buy it. And if we're going to do this thing, and this is what's sorely lacking from social media, be consistent. If you're going to be against name calling, terrible name calling, right? A lot of bad things happen with Hogwarts Legacy. If you're going to be against that, and then you are literally going to do that to other people because of characters that they chose to put in Assassin's Creed Shadows, now you can have whatever opinion of him that you want. You can buy the game based off him, or you cannot buy the game solely based on this man. That's fine. That's your decision. But I thought we were from this kind of ilk that we are not going to put people down because it's a video game and you choose to buy it or not buy it. I thought, why is it changed all of a sudden? I thought that's what it was. Now you can say, well, Alex, you know, you could be sending messages or not messages, you know, depending on what you do. I guess. I think it's a little bit more defined for other things. I think for like certain live service games, it probably sends a stronger message or not, whether you support it. For Assassin's Creed, this game is going to do good regardless. I think that's also what kind of people are missing on. Not that that's a great thing. Again, it's up to the person to decide that. But the game's going to sell unbelievably well. It's a time period people have been asking for. Assassin's Creed always sells well. Even the worst ones at the time. But even when people were kind of getting tired of these things with like Syndicate, Unity, Rogue, they still sold well. Not like, and not compared to some of the other ones, but they still sold well. You don't think Shadows is going to sell? Of course it's going to sell well. Is it going to be good? Again, that's a different thing. That's not the same thing, right? So that's where I stand on. I've had enough. Like, it's happened time and time again. And, you know, console warriors are so two-faced, and they change their opinion on a dime, where if one thing is good for Xbox, but if PlayStation does it, it's bad, or vice versa. I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of the thing with Assassin's Creed where you don't like the game, so you are literally petitioning to cancel. This petition is not to change it. This petition is not to apologize for. No, apologizing, I think, is actually in the petition, right? They want Ubisoft to apologize. They want the game flat out canceled for their mistakes. You want the game canceled. Well, what about people that want to buy the game? And you like, what happens to them? And you, screw them. Well, that doesn't seem very consistent with your past positions on other games. What happens when the next game that champions something that these people like, let's say a Hogwarts Legacy, but say a Hogwarts Legacy 2, or a game that's like that kind of goes against the grain, that gets a lot of attacks from people that aren't really our friends? These people are going to be defending it, and they're going to completely flip on everything they just said. Well, here's the thing. When a Hogwarts Legacy 2 comes out, or is getting closer, and I think we just got to use that, right? Because that was a very divisive game, and it just had so much stuff around it. When Hogwarts Legacy 2 comes out, and there's petitions and signature pages, you know, online to cancel the game, I don't want to hear it. Now, I'll talk about it because I did this for Assassin's Creed, but I don't want to hear a goddamn word from the people that are, and that is what I will say. You could say, Alex, you're getting a little bit aggressive. Sign the petition if you want. Don't sign it if you don't want. But one thing I will tell you, if you sign that petition and you're all for it, I don't want to hear any defense for any game going forward. And that is like the sad, I don't want to hear it. If Hogwarts Legacy 2 comes out, and I would be backing Hogwarts Legacy 2, but if Hogwarts Legacy 2 comes out and it gets a petition to cancel the goddamn game, I don't want to hear anything on social media from all of these people. Not a single word, because you want to cancel a different game. So if you want to cancel a game, why can't other people that you don't agree with, why can't they try to cancel Hogwarts Legacy? It's the same thing. It's just you're fighting on different sides. The best way to beat all that is just to be consistent. You cannot like the game. You cannot buy the game. Those are all fine. That's the whole point. If you don't like Assassin's Creed Shadow, and you cannot like it for any reason, you can make it about him. You cannot make, I don't care. But if you don't like the game, you don't buy it, and that is your message. That's not to say you can't talk about it. See, I think there's also a line there where people on social media say, you know, if you don't like a game or you don't like X product, you're banned. You can't talk about it at all. Well, I think you can do like constructive criticism. I think you can talk. Now, if you make 600 videos or you do 500 tweets on a game that you have no intention of buying, I think you're kind of, grifting, whatever the word would be. You're going off of it, right? You're using it and your hatred of it to make a buck. And you know, you can not like it and you can speak on it, but I think there's a difference between that and then kind of like overkill, right? You can do that stuff. Like, why not do that? And ultimately you send the message, but that maybe is just like the core of what I really try to do on this channel. Maybe that's why I get so upset about it. My main thing is either you buy it or you don't buy it. Like, the money is the most important. That's why, you know, live service games or whatever, when you go in the store and you spend your thousands of dollars, you're sending a message. That is what gets through to them. Not a video with a couple thousand views. You know what I mean? Like, that is the difference. So for Assassin's Creed Shadows, you cannot like it, you cannot buy it, and you could tell others. Well, and see, that's that part's messy. Tell others not to buy it. I'm not a fan of that. You can express why you're not getting it, and maybe people would agree. That's how I would do it, and that's generally how I do it for pretty much any game I talk about, is I either get excited or not excited. And in a review, I'll tell you positives or not tell you positives, and depending on what you hear from me, you'll get how I feel about a game, and then you can respond appropriately. That's on you. I don't control what you buy. You know what I mean? So that's what I always try to do, and I do think that's what upsets me so much about this, is they're not even telling you not to buy it. It's not even don't buy Assassin's. It is, but it's not all of that, right? It's not only don't buy Assassin's Creed Shadows. It's let's make a petition to literally kill the game. Let's kill the game off entirely. Well, you cannot like it. You know, you cannot like it and just not support it and even make videos or tweets against it. Like, you can do all that stuff, but you want to cancel the game? I don't know. I'm very opposed to that. I think it really just comes down to that double standard. Some of these people will flip depending on the game of choice and depending on what you're talking about. And that just makes me so angry. Like, if I swear to God, if I see these people talking about like a Hogwarts Legacy 2 or any game that's getting like the bad end of the stick from like a gaming journalist and like people want to, or whatever it might be, right? If they are supporting the game, why? They have every right to ask for it to be canceled. You did. No, and the answer, by the way, is no. The answer is those journalists would be wrong, I think, to call for Hogwarts Legacy 2, let's say, to be canceled. In the same way, when they made lists of people streaming it online, that was a bad thing as well. You can say those things are bad, right? Same way that this is bad, I believe. I think there's other ways of sending the message here. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.